I always genuinely felt sorry for the students taught by my husband's mother. And it wasn't even about strictness. Strictness can be necessary in the teaching profession, but about the fact that, in my deep conviction, this woman is simply dangerous to deal with. She shouldn't be allowed anywhere near children, or adults for that matter. She was about as much of a teacher as a rhinoceros is a gymnast. I have never met a more confrontational, spiteful, and perpetually dissatisfied person in my life. She could blow a scandal out of thin air, completely from nothing, and at the same time sincerely believed she was the victim. Communicating with her was impossible in principle. I think it goes without saying that our relationship never worked out from the very beginning and only grew worse over the years. At first, of course, I tried. I looked for an approach, chose my words carefully, tried to smooth things over, and kept telling myself that it just took time. But very quickly it became clear that she was one of those people who look the same no matter which way you turn them, unpleasant from every angle. She started getting on my nerves long before the wedding. At that time, my future husband and I were living in Prague, working, saving money, and decided to get married there, without excessive pomp, but nicely. His mother lived in another city, Brno, and believed she had the absolute right to interfere in everything. She was outraged by literally everything: the registration venue, the format of the celebration, the number of guests. She demanded explanations as to why we hadn't coordinated anything with her. When I quite reasonably asked why we should, considering we were paying for the wedding entirely ourselves, she responded with hysterics and shrill screaming. She didn't contribute a single crown to our wedding, yet tried to impose conditions as if she were the main sponsor. We didn't ask for help. We simply informed her of our decision, and that alone was enough to nearly derail everything. At one point, she worked herself up so much that I genuinely began to doubt whether the wedding would happen at all. Thankfully, my husband stepped in just in time and put his mother firmly in her place. Otherwise, things could have ended much worse. We got married in November last year. Since then, I've tried to keep my distance. I happily ignored my mother-in-law's professional holidays, and that honestly brought me relief. To me, those kinds of days are purely symbolic. At the company where I work as a financial analyst, professional holidays mean that we gather as a department, buy a cake, drink some tea, and then calmly go home. No one rents banquet halls, invites relatives, or stages elaborate celebrations. This year, my husband and I decided to celebrate my birthday on a slightly larger scale. I was turning 32, a nice, round number, and a good excuse. We rented a small hall in a cozy restaurant in the center of Prague, ordered dinner, live music, and invited friends. Everything was paid for in advance, plans were set, and the mood was great. And that's when trouble came from the one place we never expected. Being a polite person, I called my mother-in-law personally to invite her. After all, she's family, one way or another. Her reaction was instant and entirely predictable, as if she had been waiting for a reason to start a conflict. She indignantly declared that we had ruined her plans. Apparently, she had supposedly been planning to celebrate Teachers' Day on that exact date, gathering her friends, distant relatives, and hosting a big get-together. And then there was me with my birthday. I calmly suggested she move her gathering to another day. In response, I received a sharp refusal. According to her, everyone had already been invited, everything was settled, and she wasn't going to cancel anything. At the same time, neither my husband nor I had heard a single word about this celebration before. No one had invited us, and it strongly felt as though the entire story had either been invented on the spot or deliberately concealed just to be used later as ammunition. I explained that everything on our end had already been booked and paid for, and we wouldn't be moving anything. Whether she chose to come to my birthday or not was entirely her decision. That was when she delivered the phrase that put everything in its place. "You were just born on that day, but I earned my holiday through years of work." According to her logic, it was obvious that I was the one who should give in and adjust. The conversation led nowhere. She once again accused us of making decisions without her, of supposedly taking away an important day she had suffered for. I said that I had done my part. I had extended the invitation. The rest was up to her. Honestly, the thought that she might not come even brought me a sense of relief. Less stress, less tension, less risk of a ruined evening. My husband fully supported me and was just as surprised. His mother hadn't mentioned any celebration or guest to him either. Now I find myself wondering whether this nerve-wracking situation will repeat every single year. After all, my birthday will always fall on Teacher's Day. And knowing my mother-in-law's character, there's no doubt she will definitely find a way to turn even the most ordinary date into yet another scandal.